Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle the world of artificial intelligence. In just the next few minutes, we're going to cut right through all the hype and give you what you actually need to know to understand and start using this incredible technology. So, let's just dive right in.
So, you're hearing about it everywhere, right? The AI revolution. It really feels like we're at this massive turning point. And honestly, it's becoming crystal clear that the people and the companies who learn how to use this stuff, they're getting a huge advantage. So, let's get you ready to be one of them.
You know, to really understand where all this is going, we first have to take a quick look back at where it's been. And I think you might be surprised to find out that AI, well, it isn't really new at all. I mean, just look at this timeline. It's incredible. We're talking more than 70 years of development here. It kicked off way back in the 50s with things like a little robotic mouse that could solve a maze. Then, for decades, progress was, well, it's pretty slow. But the real game changer, that was the internet in the 2000s, because it suddenly gave AI the enormous amount of data it needed to learn. And then came November 30th, 2022. That was the Google moment for AI, when ChatGPT was released and suddenly put all of this power right into our hands. Okay, so how do these tools seem so smart? How can they write a poem or a block of code? Well, the secret is that they're not really thinking like you and I do. It's much more about being an unbelievable prediction machine. Let's just try a quick little experiment. If I say the phrase, twinkle, twinkle, little, what's the one word that just immediately pops into your head? Your brain can't help itself, can it?
You thought a star, didn't you? Of course you did. And why? Because after hearing that nursery rhyme a million times, your brain knows that star is, statistically, the most likely word to come next. And that right there is the basic idea of how modern AI works.
See, it's not magic, it's just math. When you type in a prompt, the AI first chops up your words into smaller pieces. Then it turns those pieces into a bunch of numbers. And after that, it uses its massive database to calculate, okay, what's the most probable word that comes next? It's not understanding your mood or your real intention, it's just a probability engine predicting the next piece of the puzzle. So, if AI is just a super powerful prediction engine, how do we actually get good stuff out of it? Well, the answer is pretty simple. The quality of your question, what we call a prompt, is everything. It directly controls the quality of the answer you get back. This is what people call prompt engineering. I love this analogy. Think about it. If you ask a genie for a vague wish, who knows what you're going to get? It could be a total mess. But if you're super precise, really detailed, and leave no room for misunderstanding, you get exactly what you want. It's the exact same thing with AI. Let's look at an example. A vague prompt like "help me prepare for an interview" is probably going to get you a really generic, not so helpful answer. But a specific prompt, one where you tell the AI its role, you give it context and a clear job to do, like asking it to act as a Google interviewer for a senior software engineer, now you've just turned it from a search engine into your own personal interview coach. The best part is you don't have to be some kind of genius to write good prompts. There's actually a really simple and effective framework you can start using, like right now, to get way better results. It's called the AIM framework. It's so easy. A is for actor, you give the AI a role to play. I is for input, you give it all the background information it needs. And M is for mission, you tell it exactly what you want it to do. If we look back at our interview example, the actor was a Google interviewer, the input was a software engineer with 2 years of experience, and the mission was to ask coding questions. See? That's the whole framework in action. Okay, so we've covered the history, how it works, and how to talk to it. Now that you've got the basics down, the single most important part is actually putting it all into practice. So, if you remember anything, remember this. AI is an incredibly powerful prediction tool, and your ability to give it clear, specific instructions is the key that unlocks everything. That AIM framework, that's your secret weapon to becoming a power user. Honestly, the only way to really learn is by doing. So here's a little challenge for you. For the next week, just try to use an AI tool for a few small things every day. Use it to help you write an email, or brainstorm some ideas, or maybe even plan your weekend. Just get a feel for what it can do. And that brings us to the final question. Just think about it for a second. What's one small thing you could try today? That first little step is all it takes to start making this amazing technology work for you. Thanks for joining this